Greetings, everyone. We are back with Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 3, episode 102. I have David with me. Say hello to the people.
Hi, 100 of freaking two? What the? How long is this game?
Maybe like 200 hours? Why?
Oh my god.
Look, Rebirth 3, well, the original Neptunia trilogy, with the exception of Mark 2, is really long. Now, Mark 2 is also really long, but not because of the story length, but because there's something like 15 endings to it, so they had to make the game shorter to compensate for that.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a long grind when I eventually get to them. Cause still have the Neptunia game on Steam, just I can't play them yet because my laptop fucking sucks.
No,
Oh
you
wait,
can
wait, wait.
you can play Neptunia on your laptop. This thing ran on a Vita.
No. I know. I mean like my storage.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, what are you rocking? Yeah. So, I actually came upon an epiphany while recording episode 101 of this series, and it's that a lot of these cutscenes don't add anything to the story. Mark II and the original Neptunia are really good at making sure that all their cutscenes actually are about the plot, but this one...
But Victory doesn't.
Victory does, but it's just so often it doesn't. Now here we actually get to see the origin of adult Neptune. Even though she doesn't actually appear in the game, we actually learned what happened to her. In this game, yeah, this is where they reveal that she's going to be a bug collecting dimension hopper of herself, effectively. But in the original Victory, so not the remake, but I believe in the original Victory, they confirmed that human Neptune died of starvation because she couldn't get a job.
And it's sad and also surprisingly realistic.
Yeah. That's partially why I chose to do Rebirth 3 for the YouTube series as opposed to the original, because I own the original and Rebirth 3. But because it leads better into V2. Because the original Neptunia trilogy is just the original trilogy, and honestly, it's so good, if you ask me. But even I have to admit that the original Victory is just such a depressing ending to the series when you really analyze it. They just leave everyone behind and continue business as usual. Yeah, sure thing. Now, I prefer Mark II over Sister's Generation just because the writing is so much better.
Is that what Rebirth 2 calls the generation?
Yeah, and the reason the writing is better is because they actually got away with more things, simply because of the fact that there's a letter M in front of its rating, as opposed to Sister Generation, which doesn't have an M rating. It's a T-rated game, so they had to tone a lot of things down.
Right.
And in the case of the original Neptunia, it's a completely different story. The fact that it's called a remake is disgusting, if you ask me.
And was it the case with what was it called again? The remake of Rebirth 1. What was it called?
Oh,
Reverse?
yeah, Go Jigen Game and Neptunia Reverse, yes.
What's that one like?
Okay. So I'm gonna give you the bit here. So we have Hyperdimension Neptunia on PS3. That's my favorite game in this series, bar none. Then they remake it for the PlayStation Vita. However, the original Neptunia game had a lot of problems when it comes to making it on the Vita. Huge problem being the power of copyright, because they were no longer on good terms with NIS or with Gust. And as such, they had to completely alter the story. In addition, the original Neptunia game had the goddesses as villains, but since Mark II and Victory were already out and the player was used to playing as the goddesses as their heroes, they didn't want to confuse new people, so they made them more parts of the story, which is why Rebirth 1 story is so different. Afterwards, a Japan-only remake for the PlayStation 4 called Rebirth Plus came out, which is a remake of the Vita game onto the PlayStation 4. And then after that, they had the mandate from Sony where they had to make a Neptunia exclusive for the PlayStation 5. So to learn how to use the new technology, they made Go Go Gojigen Game and Neptune Reverse. So they took the original Neptunia script and put it in the game, but they still decided to adapt Rebirth Plus. So in other words, they are adapting a remake of a reimagining. And also they made everything HD as fuck. So it actually is the best looking Neptunia game, bar none.
I see.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I think that Sisters vs. Sisters and Game Maker Revolution, maybe it's just that I'm not used to the new models, because the way they used to do models back then, compared to how they do it now, where they use the Nier Automata system to do the models, I think that the old system that they used, I forget what the system is called that they used for Mark II all the way to every game before Neptunia Reverse is called, but that system for the models, I think, looks better in the context of this game's art style. I know that graphically, Sisters vs. Sisters and Sisters vs. Sisters and Game Maker Revolution looks better, but in terms of stylization, I think that the games from before look better. I mean, to be fair, the fact of the matter is, until Sisters vs. Sisters, they have been using the same models since Mark II. Okay, making a Neptunia game, in terms of assets, is surprisingly cheap. The majority of the expense comes at paying people, not the actual game itself.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, overall, based on how you've seen, because right now they're trying to go back to their dimension, but they can't because, let's say, Nepgear messed it up for all of them. Do you have any questions about the Neptunia series?
What are your thoughts on how it was the claim that the upcoming motorcycle game is going to be 3 hours long?
It is 3 hours long. 6 hours to 100%. It's already out in Japan. I've seen the playthroughs.
Why would you make a game so short?
Because that game only exists to explain where Uzume was during the events of SVS.
Okay, where was that said, or are you just making that up?
No, I'm not making this up. It's kind of like how Game Maker Revolution was made to explain what Big Neptune was doing. She was in a different dimension. Because there was a question.
Okay, again, where was it said?
On Idea Factory's site. Okay? Because, to be fair, that was a huge question. If you go back and play SVS, for example, like, where the hell are those two? We just finished V2's story. Now we know.
Right.
We know that Adult Neptune was in a different dimension, even though you could find her motorcycle in SVS, which was interesting. So I guess she had a different motorcycle.
Is a motorcycle unique, or like can someone have the same model?
Well, I mean, to be fair, IF had a very similar motorcycle. It was just a different color, so it's probably not a unique motorcycle. And as a matter of fact, in Revolution, you can buy different motorcycles. So yeah, it's possible that that's the case.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, by the way, outside of the boss fights, this is just gonna be cutscenes, so is there any topic you want to bring up?
I'm trying to think of any that we could talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, something that won't get us at each other's throat.
I mean, you already were at my throat, so it doesn't. That sounds really fucking gay. That's not what I mean, guys. What I mean. Oh my god. What I meant to say was that any topic we bring up, David, as long as we believe in freedom of speech, we're gonna get mad at each other. It's just a fact, okay?
Mostly me.
That's true. Have you ever noticed that I don't get mad at you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I practice this thing called patience.
I
hate me. Wow. Okay. Okay, you know what? Let's have a little comment war. Which movie's better, Empire Strikes Back or Revenge of the Sith?
Okay, Revenge of the Sith was 5?
No, Revenge of the Sith is 3, Empire is 5.
Oh. Oh, wait, oh wait, no, New Hope before. I
Yeah.
thought Empire Strikes Back before. Okay. So, I'm gonna have to maybe go with 5.
Why?
For one, the stakes there were quite intense into the end. Like building up to the end where the reveal about Beta being Luke's father, Luke training with Yoda, then having to run away, him losing his hand, Han getting carbonated or whatever it's called.
Frozen in carbonite.
Yeah, so carbonated.
You could just say
And then but it's not ice.
It's still called frozen in carbonite, though.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna say this right now. The Hoth battle is one of the best battles in all Star Wars.
I like the Hoth battle. That's true.
Yeah. Maybe just along with ignore that kiss.
They didn't know at the time. Come on, man.
Meanwhile, with Empire, wait, no, not Empire.
Revenge of the Sith. Hold
Revenge
on.
of the Sith.
Anakin
I
lost
keep
his
getting
arm
confused.
and both his legs. I think that's more gruesome than Luke losing one arm.
Okay, look. So, yeah, but the thing is that Luke was still beginning as a Jedi. He's still learning. Look at Anakin at the time was already a master.
No, he was not a master in that movie. He had a seat on the Jedi Council. He was just a Jedi Knight.
Okay, point being, he was more experienced than Luke.
That is true. That is true.
Okay, look, I'm not saying that Revenge of the Sith is not that. Compared to what people say about the prequels, I think 2 and 3 weren't that bad.
Damn, and here I am. I'm putting Revenge of the Sith as one of my top movies. Damn.
I'm speaking up for it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna be honest here. Personally, I think Revenge of the Sith is the better movie. Okay. We get to see the creation of Vader. We get to see the Republic at its peak, and yet somehow they allowed the Sith Lord to rise. I will stand by Palpatine's plan, and his success at killing all the Jedi is more impressive than the Empire working on a second Death Star, which even then wasn't even being built in that movie. It was built in Return of the Jedi and New Hope. What was the Empire doing in Empire Strikes Back besides trying to get revenge for what happened on Yavin 4?
I don't remember actually. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. But yeah, but I'll go with you with that. The whole Order 66 thing, that was actually pretty ingenious.
Yeah. Hell, the assault on General Grievous' ship to go rescue the Chancellor, Anakin versus Count Dooku, the way he cuts off both of his arms with a little swish motion. You gotta admit, that's bad. Yeah, that's badass.
And then I'm gonna say this right now. I think General Grievous is one of the coolest design villains in all Star Wars.
Agreed. Okay, of course I agree with that. And also, we get the famous line, "I have been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku."
Right.
Of course.
There's a question though. Is he just a robot, or is he a living being inside of a robot?
He's a cyborg. He's a living being inside of a robot. He has a heart. He coughs in the movie. Yeah. Oh, and also Sam Jackson's in the movie, so of course it gets points.
That's true.
Yep.
I didn't remember. I mostly remember Grievous from the Clone Wars series.
Which one? The 2D or the 3D one?
So both, but mostly the 3D.
Okay, that makes sense. Man, I did say that I was gonna 100% this series when I first started, but honestly, I'm just gonna get the good ending in book, and I cannot. I have to apologize to everyone. This game is too long.
Fair enough. I will say, if I got a new Star Wars, I might like Grievous. He lost to Jar Jar Binks.
True, but to be fair, Jar Jar Binks was the representative of Senator Amidala. He proposed to the Senate to give Chancellor Palpatine emergency powers. So he did more for the creation of the Empire than Grievous. So I think Jar Jar's a more impressive character.
Are you one of those Darth Jar Jar
No,
people?
I'm not a Jar Jar person. No, I am not. I think that
Okay.
is fucking stupid. Yeah. Okay, we're finally getting to the first of the fake goddesses. Fake Blackheart.
Hi, Kay. I forgot you ever existed.
Bro, K is broken. What do you want? K is so cool.
When does she ever appear in any other game? I don't think she's in SBS or Mega Dimension.
That's not true. That's not true. You can talk to her in a cutscene, and it's a completely skippable cutscene, mind you. And also in SVS, you can follow her on social media.
Okay, I guess I haven't completely forgotten about the other oracles besides the Thwar.
I mean, to be fair, by the time of SVS, the characters are so strong that human characters just no longer keep up. Like, there's a reason IF and Kampa aren't fighting in SVS. Because the threat is too big. At this point in the series, unless you are a goddess character, or someone on that level, you're not gonna fight anything.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. So the thing about the fake goddesses is that they're completely not plot related at all. They just show up, you fight them, and then you never hear from them again.
Oh, so they're like the extra bosses in Mega Man Star 4. They're like copies.
Yeah, they are copies. Which, I pointed out the fact that the Neptunia series would be so easy for any competent villain to defeat. They wouldn't even need violence. Just a rogue politician could defeat the Neptunia cast.
Honestly, yeah, considering the energy can rely on people liking them, then that's a weakness, which makes me question why they even put up with these people. Because they have the freaking shit period of people just shit on them for no reason.
Listen, okay, every leader will get hated by their follower at some point or another. That is a fact. But being able to push through that and still lead the people towards greater ventures and avenue is what makes a good leader.
The problem is the power completely derives from people not hitting them.
That is true. That's called a weakness. It's almost like these characters aren't freaking like poorly written pieces of shit. They are well written characters. Although I have to admit that the new characters have been pissing me off. The second I unlocked the candidates, I have booted the freaking failure goddesses of Reverse from my party, never to be seen again.
Yeah, a friend of mine told me about something something about an idea they had, that like in one instance where Netgear is praying for something that lowers her faith so much, she loses her power in the middle of a fight and gets hurt badly. And that doesn't make probably something that makes Neptune go away, like just leave.
Interesting. But we'll have to continue that at a later time, ladies and gentlemen, because the episode's over. Have a nice day.
Sign off.